Hey fellow history enthusiasts, welcome back to Disturbing History Mysteries. Today we're delving into another mystery, Ham's wife, the mother of the African people. Genesis chapter 6 verse 18. In the ancient tales of Noah's Ark, the wives of his 3 sons are like treasures waiting to be unearthed. While the Bible keeps their names in secrecy, Genesis chapter 6 verse 18 hints at their existence, stating, "You shall come into the ark, you, your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives." The Book of Jubilees. Now let's delve into the depths of ancient Jewish tradition, where we stumble upon the Book of Jubilees, a mesmerizing manuscript that extends beyond the familiar biblical accounts. Here, Ham's wife emerges with a name, Neltamok. She's not merely a supporting character. She's hailed as the mother of diverse peoples, with a special emphasis on those of African descent. While the acceptance of Neltamok's name isn't universal, this text becomes a captivating window into the religious thoughts that flourished during the Second Temple period. But hold on, the journey doesn't stop there. Fast forward to the 2nd century after Christ, and we encounter a Christian tradition presented by Saint Hippolytus. Here, Ham's wife is introduced as Zedit Nabu. Now, this isn't a solitary narrative. Entwined with this Christian tradition is a captivating legend that adds spice and a touch of humanity to the biblical narratives. God initially instructs Noah to eliminate the first person to announce the impending flood. Sounds straightforward, right? But here's the twist. When the time comes, it's none other than Ham's wife who, in a moment of unintentional revelation while baking bread, becomes the inadvertent messenger. Instead of sticking to the original plan, God decides to change the course of events. This legend injects a dose of relatability into the biblical narratives, reminding us that even the characters in these ancient tales had their moments of human error. Family and legacy. As we delve back into the pages of the Book of Jubilees, we encounter a captivating tale that places Ham's wife, Neltamok, at the heart of a narrative rich with history and significance. Neltamok emerges as the mother of 4 sons, Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. Each son, a thread in the intricate tapestry of human history, weaves a unique story that stretches across continents and epochs. Cush, Mizraim, and Put, born to Neltamok, venture forth to become ancestors of diverse African nations. Their journeys, like rivulets converging into mighty rivers, contribute to the vibrant mosaic of cultures that define the African continent. The ancestral roots they lay down echo through time, shaping the destiny of peoples whose stories are often overlooked but undeniably vital. Canaan, another son of Neltamok, takes a different path, leaving an indelible mark on the landscape of the Middle East. He becomes the progenitor of the Canaanites, and the lands we now know as Israel, Palestine, Lebanon, and Jordan bear witness to the enduring legacy of his descendants. Genesis chapter 9, verse 20 to 27. In the midst of these ancient tales, there's a looming shadow, the misunderstanding of the curse of Canaan. This story, tucked away in chapter 9, verse 20 to 27, unfortunately, got mixed up with African peoples, and it's high time we unravel this confusion. After the flood, Noah plants a vineyard, has a bit too much to drink, and ends up uncovered in his tent. Ham, one of Noah's sons, sees his father's nakedness and tells his brothers, Shem and Japheth, who cover Noah without looking at him. When Noah finds out, he curses Ham's son Canaan and blesses Shem and Japheth. Let's set the record straight. The curse wasn't meant for Africans, but was aimed at the Canaanites. It's important to clarify that the curse of Canaan has no connection to African people. Sadly, over time, some people misinterpreted and distorted this narrative, leading to a harmful myth. This mistaken interpretation claims that the curse of Canaan was a religious justification for the enslavement of Africans. This is not only incorrect, but also perpetuates racial discrimination and prejudice. The truth is that Canaan, the one cursed in the biblical story, is not the progenitor of African people. He is associated with the Canaanite peoples of the Middle East, not Africans. Any attempt to link this curse to Africans is a distortion of the Bible. It's important to recognize that the misguided and racist interpretation of the curse of Canaan was invented by those who did not correctly understand the biblical text. This false connection between the curse and the enslavement of Africans has caused harm and fueled unjust discrimination. Let's further unfurl this historical scroll by delving into the roles played by the sons of Ham's wife in shaping ancient civilizations. The Sumerians, tracing their origins to Kush, embark on a journey influenced by the mighty Nimrod, a figure described as a mighty man in Genesis chapter 10, verse 8. Together, they lay the foundations of the Sumerian civilization, sowing the seeds that would later blossom into Babylon. Turning our gaze to the ancient Egyptians, descendants of Mizraim, we witness their prominence in the ancient Near East. Events such as the enslavement of the Israelites and the Exodus, led by Moses, become chapters in the epic tale of Mizraim's lineage. Meanwhile, the Nubians associated with Kush add their distinctive flavor to the rich tapestry of Africa, contributing to the diverse cultural landscape. The biblical accounts and ancient legends we encounter serve as portals, offering glimpses into the origins of different ethnic groups. The land of Canaan, intertwined with the descendants of Ham's wife, emerges as a focal point in the biblical narrative, encompassing regions that now form Israel, Palestine, Lebanon, and Jordan. Now let's illuminate the roots of various African ethnicities within the lineage of Ham's wife. Dispelling the mistaken association of the curse of Canaan with Africans is paramount. The biblical text itself does not endorse racial hierarchy or discrimination, but rather invites us to celebrate the interconnectedness of humanity. Going deeper into the impact of Ham's wife on the fabric of African history, we find that her descendants not only played pivotal roles in shaping ancient civilizations, but also fostered rich cultural diversity throughout the African continent. Consider the ancient Egyptians, whose roots trace back to Mizraim, one of Ham's wife's sons. Egypt's grandeur and historical importance played a central role in the ancient Near East, shaping events such as the enslavement of the Israelites and the Exodus led by Moses. The legacy of Ham's wife extends to the Nubians, often referred to as Kush in antiquity due to their connection to Cush, another son of Ham's wife. The land of Kush is mentioned in several passages, and the Kushites are frequently highlighted in historical and geographical contexts, especially in relation to Egypt. The term Kush, at times, is used more broadly to refer to distant or exotic lands, showcasing the vast influence of Ham's wife's descendants. Impact on African civilizations beyond Egypt. Moving beyond the Nile Valley, the influence of Ham's wife Neltamok spreads across Africa, touching the diverse cultures of Ethiopia, Eritrea, Somalia, and more. These places, with their unique traditions and histories, have roots that trace back to Neltamok and Hamem. This shows how this often overlooked person from the Bible has had a big impact on African civilizations. In Ethiopia, you can feel the impact of Neltamok's family in the traditions and customs of the people. From the old times of Cush, one of Ham's wife's sons, to today's cultural richness, Ethiopia is a sign of the lasting effect of this person from the Bible. You can see it in the music, art, and languages that make up Ethiopia's cultural scene. Going east to Eritrea by the Red Sea, you can see how Ham's wife's legacy has shaped the country. The strength and uniqueness of Eritrean cultures, influenced by Mizraim's descendants, tell the story of Neltamok. Mizraim, another son of Ham's wife, has left a big mark on the history of this place, making up a mix of identities in Eritrea's culture. Across the Horn of Africa in Somalia, you can also see the impact of Ham's wife's family. The historical connections to Put, another son of Ham's wife, can be found in Somali traditions. This influence is seen in the language, stories, and customs that make up Somali civilization. Expanding beyond these specific areas, the influence of Ham's wife reaches across the whole African continent. The mix of different ethnicities, each with its own cultural details, finds a common link in the shared ancestry of Neltamok and Ham. This shows how African civilizations are connected, challenging the idea of being separate and highlighting the shared roots that go deep across the continent. As we learn about this part of history, it's clear that Neltamok, who is often overlooked in the Bible, has left a lasting impact. Her family, spread across Ethiopia, Eritrea, Somalia, and more, has added to the rich mix of African cultures, shaping the identities of nations and communities. So that's all about Ham's wife, the mother of the African people. And feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to hit the like button, share it with others, and subscribe to Disturbing History Mysteries for more content like this. Stay tuned for the next story. Farewell until the next video.